Do you ever wonder what is intended for or likely to be understood by only a small number? The traditional beliefs, customs, and stories of a community. A community not part of the mainstream, unconventional, peripheral, or extreme. Part of an anthology, a published collection of poems or other pieces of writing. This is Esoteric Lore. I'm your host, Edward Aponte, where I push you to ponder the fringes of folklore. There's a sound you only hear when the world stops asking questions. It's not loud. It is not dramatic. It is a bell. Tonight on Esoteric Lore, we're not asking what the Polar Express is about. We're asking something more deeper. Why do some people stop hearing the bell? The story begins not with Santa, but with doubt. A child awake at night, a world holding its breath, and then a train that should not exist. Not on any schedule, not on any map. This is not transportation. This is initiation. Author Chris Van Allsburg understood something ancient. Every sacred journey begins when the mind hesitates. The train arrives only for those standing on the edge of belief. Not believers, not skeptics, but those undecided. They notice something unsettling. No adults intervene, no explanations are given, no rules are clarified. Just like in Jeopardy, the tension isn't in the answer, it's in the silence before it. Each child on the train represents a possible outcome. The doubter, the conformist, the wanderer, the observer. And then there is you. Because the real test is not the North Pole, it's the moment after, when the bell rings and fewer people can hear it. The bell is not proof. It is not evidence. It is attunement. Across esoteric traditions, bells mark threshold crossings, wakefulness, the return from altered states. In Zen, the bell ends meditation. In mystery schools, it seals initiation. And in the Polar Express, it reveals who has chosen certainty over wonder. Adults don't lose the bell because they grow up. They lose it because they stop listening. The most unsettling line in the story is not about Santa. It's this, quote, "Though years have passed, I can still hear the bell," end quote. This is not nostalgia. This is not a warning, but Because one day, without noticing, you may trade mystery for explanation, silence for noise, wonder for certainty. So tonight's final question is not, do you believe in Santa? It is, when was the last time you stood still long enough to hear the bell? This has been Esoteric Lore, where stories are not entertainment, they are a test. And as always, I leave you with a poem. The Silence Before the Bell, a poem inspired by Esoteric Lore and the Polar Express. The train arrives when questions grow tired, when the night forgets its own name and the clock holds its breath between seconds. Steel on ice, a whisper of motion, not loud enough to convince, only loud enough to invite. Some step abroad, clutching certainty like a ticket. Others bring nothing but the ache of maybe. The engine does not promise answers. It does not explain itself. It moves forward the way dreams do, without permission. Inside, the bell waits. Not polished, not proud, just listening. It rings once, and the sound asks nothing, demands nothing, proves nothing. It only reveals. Years later, rooms fill with noise, facts stacked like furniture, and wonder is boxed for easy storage. The bell grows quieter, not because it fades, but because ears harden around conclusions. Yet somewhere in the still pocket of the night, a sound remains unfinished. If you stand there long enough, between knowing and believing, you may hear it. Not as proof, not as memory, but as a question that never needed an answer. This season, I just want to pause and say thank you to every one of you who listens, reflects, comments, and shares. Esoteric Lore exists because of you. We're currently at 920 subscribers, and our goal is to reach 1,000. If these episodes, videos have meant something to you this year, consider subscribing or sharing the channel with someone who still listens for the bell. Your support keeps this space alive, a place for wonder, depth, and meaning in a noisy world. Wishing you a peaceful Christmas, and thank you for being part of this journey. If you like this video, please subscribe, share, and give us a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. See you next time.